Hey. Thankfully I caught the tail end of something strange. I like to start out this video by showing you something, telling you something, and then showing you the video that it actually happened because it sounds slightly too strange. I think people are really on edge, or they're possibly losing their minds. Maybe a combination of both. Anyway, I was today in Costco, and I actually was on my phone. I stopped before I got up to the register. And there was a older chick on the right, and I've actually got her in the video here, wearing hospital scrubs, look like hospital scrubs, a black jacket with the hood pulled over. She looks like a portly 50-year-old something woman, and she's wearing a mask. And she was pushing a cart. Of course, this is inside Costco. And there was another woman on the other side of me. It was like a silver-haired grandmother, maybe in her mid-70s or something like that. She had like nice jewelry, and you could tell that she was somebody's lovely old grandmother. And I kid you not, because I have the tail end of this video, I didn't start rolling until like all the stuff went down, but I have the video proof of it. This is exactly what happened, and I can't tell you the exact words that were said because they're cuss words, but you can gather. This is what happened. So the chick in her 50s said to the elderly grandmother, who was not wearing a mask, but neither was I wearing a mask. She said, "You dirty, bleeping, big C word." Yeah, this is two women. You dirty, bleeping, big C word. How dare you not wear a mask? You're endangering people, you dirty, bleepity bleep. And this poor old silver-haired grandmother, you could tell she never, is like the sweetest person on earth, even though I don't know her. She just like lost it. I mean, didn't like lose it, go crazy. She's like, oh my God. I mean, these are two people that don't know each other, and it's older ladies, And I caught the end of it. I felt so sorry. I stuck up for the silver-haired lady because there's no law saying you need to wear a mask, not in Kentucky anyway. And so let me start it over here. I start there, because you would never believe me if I told. Hold on a second.
You called me a name because I don't have a mask. Who are you?
Go get her. I'll help you. I actually said that. I said go get her. I felt so. Anyway, she went up to the management. I went up there too, and I said, "This is exactly what this lady's telling you has happened." So this, you can see the person here. Here's the evil offender right here. I'm obviously not revealing who they are because they're wearing a black jacket, and it's kind of like a portly 50-year-old woman or something. It's just, this sort of stuff is crazy. I couldn't believe it. And I was actually consoling her afterwards. She wasn't like crying or nothing, but I mean, that was just horrible. She probably wondered what I was or who I was because I was covered in tattoos or whatever, and she's like an elderly lady. So here you got two older ladies, and one of them is calling, the other one like a silver-haired grandmother, dirty, dirty, dirty words, because she's not wearing a mask. Whew. That's crazy. And the reason why I wrote something, you have to confirm this to me. I have all these people telling me this because I don't know if you know this or not, but YouTube listens to everything that's said, and the algorithms listen for certain words. And a lot of people are telling me, including one guy, a bunch of people told me to watch his videos, and I watched a few of them. It's Dr. Shiva. I think his last name is Ayurveda. It's not Ayurveda. It's something like that. It's Dr. Shiva. You type in Dr. Shiva on YouTube. There's a guy with like 4 PhDs. He's an Indian American, and he's like running for Congress, and he's also a doctor and an inventor and all this other stuff. And his recent video on this was pulled down, but I've heard a lot of people say that a lot of big videos on this topic, and the reason why I'm using a chalkboard instead of saying it is because the algorithm can't read what I have on this chalkboard. A lot of videos on this topic on the tube are getting yanked, so please confirm to me if this is the case. I know of a few that have been pulled that are on this topic. Yes, I think you know what that says, right? Yeah. So tell me how accurate that is. And that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. I'm not one for censorship, unless it's like something really horrible. You're seeing awful things like gruesome stuff, which just should not, it should be censored for the sake of, young people and all that stuff. But this is, there just seems to be way too much paranoia gripping people. I actually get emotional, not real emotional, but emotional only for the sake of humor in videos. And the crazier stuff gets in person, the calmer I get. This is where people lose their cool and they get emotional and they do things that they regret. I'm just the opposite. People think I fly off the handle, and all the people that think I'm emotional, you're extremely wrong. You are so wrong. Do you really think the guy that listens to classical music and writes books and articles on hardcore philosophy and metaphysics is emotional? I do that for sake of humor. Because it makes people laugh, and I love doing it in live stream because we're all laughing and I'm laughing. But people are getting emotional and paranoid, and one thing I actually predicted when all this stuff went down in the world is that contrary to common sense, which is usually wrong, not usually wrong, I don't mean to say that, is that you think a lot more sick people mean the hospitals are overwhelmed. Actually, it's turning out that other than the hot spots in the United States, the hospitals are not only not overwhelmed, they are tons and tons. You go look this up, do a search anywhere on any internet you want. Tons of hospitals are laying off nurses and doctors, and because nobody wants to be in the damn hospital. He's like, I don't want to be around all those damn sick people. I think that's what the primary, and I predicted this because I knew that the stuff that's going on in the world right now is only really happening in the big cities. Not entirely, obviously, so, but 99%, okay? Let's just be honest here. But all the other, like, rural hospitals and mid-sized towns and small towns and stuff, nobody wants to go there. It's like, I don't really need to be here. Let's check myself out of the hospital. The hospitals are empty, so I'm hearing reports from the news, not that I trust the news at all, but I mean, accurate empirical, valid information that hospitals are, they're closing floors of their hospitals because there's nobody there. People, it's like, unless you are dying or you don't need to be there, don't want to be in a hospital right now. You definitely, because that's where all the germs spread. When people get like deadly, like my best friend I used to work with, a really cool guy, he went in for a simple operation and he died. I think it was MERS, was it? Hospitals. I mean, people go in and people think hospitals is like places of, that's where all the germs are at. It's like you could like get naked and stick your crotch in a mud pie outside, like jump crotch first into a dirty mud hole full of leeches and worms, and you're way better off than if you like put on all your clothes and went to a hospital. That's not funny, but it is true. What's more dirty, getting naked and jumping in a dirty mud pie with leeches, or putting all your clothes on and going to a hospital? Well, the hospital's way more dangerous. Fact! So, I don't know what percentage it is, but apparently it's the leading cause of hospitals to be gutted. At least in the United States. I don't know how it is in other places. I keep hearing about the horror stories coming out of New York where, you remember that big hospital ship? The SS Comfort, wasn't it? That they sailed into New York. It's, 1,000 beds, basically. It sits, like, nearly empty. And yet they were sending, I don't know what governmental fool is guilty of this, maybe multiple governmental fools, but there's reports coming in from everywhere that these people that are sick were sent back, in the worst place they could be sent, which was to the nursing home. That shouldn't have happened. All these people were, got sick and died because some bureaucratic fool or fools sent very virulently contagious sick people back exactly where you would not want to send people, which is back a bunch of people in the retirement home, care facility. That's horrible. Those reports are coming in from everywhere. I wonder, how the hammer is going to come down on who's guilty of that. But everybody just needs to calm the hell down, right? People need to calm down. Take it easy, man. Take it easy. I know people are on edge, but geez. I mean, I was in Costco today, and you got, I'm looking at her right now. You got crazy older lady, cussing out an even older lady like a dirty dog because she wasn't wearing a mask. You
called me a name.
That was more than one name.
Because I don't have a mask on. Who are you?
Go get her. I'll help you. I did say that. I really stuck up for that lady. Now there is an evil person. This is a person that is paranoid and living in fear. This older lady radically cussing out a much older lady. I'm sorry I got it tilted this way, but my phone, you know how they are. You tilt them, it tilts the wrong, Yeah. This is what we call paranoia has got a grip on your brain. How does that thing from the Dune movie go? It's like fear is the mind killer. Isn't that what it goes? Fear is the mind killer? I've noticed too, there have been a lot of people on edge, like road rage. I've seen a lot of road rage going on. Obviously, it's people that have been laid off for too long, and the bills are pouring in, and they can't pay the bills, and they got kids, and the bills keep coming in. They never got their stimulus check. I never got a stimulus check. I hear a large percentage of people never got a stimulus check. It's like vanished into the black hole of like the government abyss. I would have appreciated getting a stimulus check, but I wasn't holding out hopes. The last thing you do is trust the government for anything. What is it Ronald Reagan said? He said the most evil words ever uttered are, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help you." Those literally are the most evil words ever said. The government does nothing well. Except for like the military, even though they burn through too much money on the military. The government is there for like roads and protecting its citizens from foreign attacks. 99.999% of the rest of the government is BS and should be abolished. All governments are evil. Some are far less evil than others, but they're all evil. That's not conspiratorial, that's fact. But people are losing their minds, and I hope to God people will stop losing their minds. Phew. There's like a mental pandemic going on. Mentally. People are flipping out. You take a person that's got like bills that are pouring in, and they've been laid off from work, and they got a wife and kids, and they can't work, and they can't go back to work. That is a recipe, that is like... That's like throwing around lit matches inside of a fireworks factory. That's not good. Did I ramble on enough in this video? Sorry if I did. Bye.